It's been about 6 months already since I posted the video where I laid out my life plan for the upcoming year. And as I said in that video, I was going to be doing a mid-year check-in, and that's what this video is. If you do want to see that initial life plan creation video and why, at the time at least, I preferred a life plan to a vision board, I will be linking that video at the very end of this one. So to remind you, this is what it looks like, or if you were just seeing this for the first time, this is what my life plan looked like, and it was all to be charted out, or it is all going to be done by May 2023. First one up here, have a thriving vegetable garden. My vegetable, like I'm looking at it now, the vegetable garden on my patio looks like it's giving the vibe of the Haunted Mansion, which is definitely a thing. It's a look. I actually need to go and dig things out. Everything died. So I posted the video, and I had already started planting things. I had tomatoes, green beans, and what were they? Squash. So everything looked nice and lush as it was as I was filming, because I was like, I've already started that one. So the squash plants died the next week. I don't know what happened. I don't know if there was some sort of root rot going on or some sort of fungus that they got, but they died almost instantly. My beans were doing okay, but then the birds decided to come and clipped them off. And then my tomato plants were actually they were living their best life. They were doing good. And then when I had shoulder surgery, I wasn't here every single day to water them. So they shriveled up and died as well. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I'm currently looking into plants. I'm currently looking into winter veggies that I can grow, and I'm already starting to plan my spring and summer garden for the upcoming year. Next up was the overall reaching not be dead inside. It's still a struggle to not feel dead inside every single day, but I feel like I'm starting to get there. I have more days where I'm not feeling dead inside than I do when I feel like I don't want to leave the sofa. And there were a few things that kind of caused that shift in my mind, which I'll be talking about in a video later this month. So make sure you subscribe if you want to hear what I have to say in that video that completely changed my mental shift. I am in a better place than I was back in May whenever I filmed the original video. Make a 6-figure salary. Let's together laugh and pour. No, I am nowhere near currently making a 6-figure salary. Maybe. I mean, in 6 more months to make that? Why not? Weirder things have happened in my life like that in the last 6 months. So I don't see why I could not be in the next 6 months making a 6-figure salary. Next up, we have developed routines. Kind of like the not be dead inside. I'm halfway there to having developed routines. I find that ironically, my routines are better on the weekend because I'm not rushing so much in the morning. I have routines during the work week. The routine that I have set in my mind that I want to do every morning, I should probably wake up a little earlier on the weekdays. I can definitely feel that I'm falling into routines both before work, after work, and definitely on the weekends. And I think that having those routines is also one of the things that is helping my mental health, because instead of just sitting and getting overwhelmed, that's a big thing with me. If I have no routines, I sit and I get overwhelmed and I'm okay, I don't know what to do first, where to start first. And that's definitely having those routines is definitely starting to help me improve my physical and mental health. I saw my GP, got a GP, a general practitioner. Finally got that instead of just seeing specialists, because the things that are wrong with me are big picture things, big picture health things that are wrong with me that I need a specialist for. So I need a cardiologist, I need an endocrinologist. So finally got a GP, and I was hey, I think I have ADHD or ADD because I'm not really hyperactive. And she was I will set you up with a psychologist to get tested for that. And then the psychologist literally never returned my call. Or let me say, the people working the desk at the office never returned my call. And one of the things that I have a huge issue with, object permanence, is that what it's called? The thing of if it's not directly in front of me, I'm kind of like a cat that I'm ooh, where is it? I forgot that it existed. So it's a vicious circle. I can't remember to call them to try to make an appointment, or to call another place to try to make an appointment, because it's not right in front of me. But if I would call someone to make an appointment, then I could possibly get treated for this. And my physical health, as you know, it's been a roller coaster these past 6 months. I'm just honestly glad to be alive. Have traveled more, negative. The only traveling that I have done over the past 6 months has been to the hospital, to the ICU, back to the hospital, to tons of doctor's offices and other hospitals. The 2 trips that I had planned that I mentioned in the previous video, I actually had to cancel them. They weren't actually like planned out, like I hadn't bought my tickets or anything, like plane tickets or hotel rooms or anything like that. But for the foreseeable future, I'm not able to travel. I definitely know I can't travel to high altitude places, and I am kind of scared to get on a plane. I had blood clots, by the way, if you're just watching this. So I'm kind of concerned about like travel, like going out there, and especially going out there as a solo traveler. It's gonna take a while to get back into that, but that is definitely going to be a focus in 2023 in my life and for this channel, so I'm eventually going to get there. Have published 2 books. I have not published the books yet, but I have written 1, so I'm currently working on 3 books. I've written a children's book, and like it's in its final edits, and I need to work on the illustrations because I want to write and illustrate it as well. Halfway done, I would say, because I just need to work on the illustrations part, and I know what illustrations I want in my head. I just have to like actually find the time to illustrate them out. And I have a book that's a novel that I'm writing that I'm actually later this month I plan to do a writing vlog to actually like hold myself accountable. I only have 4 chapters left to write. Oh, I only have 4 chapters left to write of it. And I know from like there on, it's going to be like more to get it published. Like it's not just, okay, I'm writing it. Let's shoot it over to a publisher. That one is almost done. And then I have a collection of short stories that I'm writing. I've fully finished and edited one of the short stories, and I have about 4 to 5 others in the work. It's just finding the time to do it. The next thing could definitely help with that. That is be more organized. I am much more organized than I was before. I'm better at making my to-do lists. I have like habit trackers and like XYZ gets done. So like, this isn't my actual schedule, but like on Tuesday, I go grocery shopping, like things like that. Like I know like definitely I'm doing this on this day. I'm doing this on this day. It's kind of going into that forming routines. Do though need to get more organized in my apartment. And I really do need to go through all of that, buy like baskets and like small boxes to like store things in, like wires and cables for like my filming stuff, things like that. And that way everything can be like visually more organized and aesthetically appealing. And then finally, be selling my art. I have yet to sell an art piece. I'm making more art. My art is getting out there more. It's getting more attention. I am also currently building a website, which when I do, I will announce it. I'll let you know what it's called, where you can find it. And I know I could go like the Etsy way of doing things, but I've tried that and that doesn't work, or at least it doesn't work for me. And to be honest, I'm not going to try to compete with a whole bunch of drop shippers because that's mainly what Etsy has become. It's just become a huge drop shipping platform for the most part, let me say, that people are saying it's handmade, but it's not at all. So not really going to go that Etsy route. I do want to get my name out in the community, start selling certain things. The things that I sell in the community more than likely are going to be very different from the normal art that I do, just because of the area that I live in. You know, you learn your target audience, what's going to sell in this area, what's going to sell in that area, and really market it out. So I'm actually creating more art. I'm learning not to be so like precious with my art supplies. I'm also doing a lot of research about what would sell in different art markets. So that is it for my mid-year check-in for my life plan. I've absolutely not succeeded in doing any of these fully, but I am happy to say that I'm currently on that path to accomplish them by May of 2023. Let us know in the comments down below what goal you are trying to accomplish in the next year. I would love to hear from you. That is it for me today. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day with me. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in another video that YouTube should be recommending now.